Well, I'm going to retrace my steps. Uh, Me, like a dummy, I thought I was recording, and I wasn't recording. I spoke for like 20 minutes, and I looked and I was like, "Hey, man, where the hell is this video?" But uh, yeah, so I'll just try and rephrase a lot of what I was talking about. And like I said, I gotta be very careful. I don't want to run into any snakes or anything like that, because that can be not a good thing. Also, I was saying about you want to be very careful about with dogs. You don't want this is beautiful. Yeah, you want to be very careful with dogs. You don't want to get bitten by a dog out here, because a lot of the people here, they don't have money to do like parvo shots and all that stuff. So you might get bitten by a dog, and that's gonna end your retirement very rapidly. You get rabies. Well, I know here the closest rabies center is in Bottom. Bottom is like 2 hours away, and with that you gotta take a bunch of different shots. So yeah, you don't want to become victim or something like that. You don't want that type of problem, because you don't want that issue. 'Cause that's gonna a lot of Cambodians are very fearful of that type of thing, because you know that can end up being really problematic. You know, they won't have the money for the shots and all that type of stuff. Yeah, I've heard horror stories of expats getting bitten and having to go through a lot of shots, and that stuff rabies can mess with your brain and everything. So yeah, don't pet any dogs, right? Yeah, so yeah, man. Another thing, I don't know if this caught the other part of the video. I was telling you, it's very important when you see people out here, just greet them, man. You don't have to be, this Western tendency we have out west as a mechanism for protection or whatever. A lot of times we don't like looking at people, or look at people with these really mean, angry looks. That's not a thing out here. I can usually tell the people that have recently come to the States, because you can tell the way they act, just how they interact with being angry and all that stuff. Especially, I could, back home, back in the U.S., when I was back in the U.S., I lived in Baltimore, and that's a coping mechanism. Well, not really a coping mechanism. It was a defense mechanism to not look soft. You'd put this angry face on, like, that told others, "Oh, you don't want to mess with me," But like I said, out here, you look like an idiot doing stuff like that. Like I said, I can usually tell people who just recently new arrivals, because just the way they interact with locals, man. Like sometimes they call it the King of Asia syndrome. Like, oh, I'm God's gift to the world, knowing a lot of us you know, back home we weren't the desired ones and stuff like that, or chose. I mean, I'm not hating on us, you know. Everybody has their reason, everybody makes their money, they do what they're supposed to do, whatever. But you know the ones I'm talking about, man. You guys need to stop that. You out here, and you know, maybe because of economic situations with a lot of the ladies and stuff like that, you get chosen by somebody probably that wouldn't even give you a second look back home. And you guys need to really understand that reality, and you know, not treat people less than. It's not a good thing. It's not a good look. You know, so I'm not hating on us, because I came out here. My main thing my main goal has always been travel. Travel is always my main goal. I've been a traveler since I've been 7 years old, and like I said, I've never lost that passion for traveling. So that's my main objective. Everything else after that comes with it, I look at it as icing on the cake. But for those of you that have come out here for, you know, a better choice, better relationship than you have in the West, you know, yeah, you're gonna definitely get that out here, because in the West, dating and stuff is trash. And you know, I don't know where it went wrong. I don't even have enough time on this video. It's not enough time on this video to even try and even explain the psychosis of the dating in the West. Yeah. So, oh, look at these papayas. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try and explain that psychosis. Yeah. All I know, once I started having too many bad relationships out there, I just went on what they call monk mode. I stopped even dating out there. I was just concentrating on getting my money together, and with the intent of leaving the US. Right? Again, my main goal was figuring out how to get my money up, and how to, once I left, how to stay gone. You know, I think I did another video where I talked about we always think about how to leave, but you also have to think about, in case of emergency, how do you get back? How do you get back home and figure out how to do it again? Or you gotta always make up contingency plans. So yeah, I won't go on and on about that, but yeah. So yeah, man. Yeah, what I say is, always remember, we're guests in all these countries that we go to. We're guests. I know I've heard the saying all the time. People always talking about, yeah, they lucky we bringing them money. They lucky we bringing them dollars and stuff. Yeah, that's true, but still, that doesn't mean that you have to just can't be condescending to people, man. Man, nothing burns me up more than seeing an expat who's a guest in this country treating the locals badly. You know, nothing pisses me off more than that. Because especially here in Cambodia, man, these people are some of the best people that you ever want to meet. You know, typical example, I was, like you guys know, I was gone recently back to the States, taking care of business, seeing my mom, seeing family, you know. And I couldn't wait to get back. I'm sorry. If my family's looking at this, I'm just being real with you. I could not wait to get back. Because I've never felt more at home anywhere else. I mean, only other place I felt like this is Grenada. But Grenada's so damn expensive. You might as well be living in the US or England or something, you know. So I just happy to be somewhere where people are cool. Hey, how's it going, man?
Any better if you dangerous.
I hear you on that. Yeah. So so you never really feel alone here because, like I got a little sidetracked here, but while I was gone, you know, after maybe 2 days, I started getting cabin fever and wanted to definitely get back to the U.S. I mean, get back to Cambodia. You know, I started missing the sounds. You know, you start missing just the tiny things, you know. Your mind starts rewinding all these little movies, these little snippets in your mind of good memories and stuff like that. Anyway, without rambling so much, what happened was as soon as I got back, as soon as I got back, my neighbors were like, "Hey, where you go? We missed you," you know, and as best as they could say it, "Where you go? We missed you." They were like, one of my neighbors that I've never spoken to, and he's never spoken to me. Man, this guy, he came out and he hugged me so tight. He's like, "Brother, oh, we miss you so much. Oh man, what happened? Welcome back home." You know, it was amazing. They all, sometimes you don't even realize they're looking at you, but they don't miss much. They are very observant. You won't even know when they're looking, but they're looking. So yeah. So here was my neighbor that I never spoke to. But what, you know, I think I waved at him a couple of times. But he was legitimately happy to see me come back. And yeah. And I was watching a video last night. A video for a friend, Yuri. Yuri's from he's Finn, but he grew up in Australia, spent most of his formative years in Australia. He did a video last night, and the video was about well, someone in their building died, a foreigner, expat, passed away, and one of his neighbors that he is friendly with came to his apartment and said, "Hey, do you know so-and-so passed away?" So he says, "Oh, wow." He says, "Yeah, I didn't know him much, but he passed away." So he says, "By the way, do you own some black pants?" He says, yeah, I own black pants. He says, well, do you own a white shirt? He says, no, I don't own a white shirt. But then his friend says, okay, well, I got a white shirt you can wear. So Yuri goes, he says, why do I need that? He says, well, the neighbors are having a ceremony with the monks and stuff for the gentleman that passed away. And because the gentleman didn't have any family out here in Cambodia, he was pretty much a loner. And so he didn't have much family out here. So the guy so I'm gonna let you know the level of empathy these people have. His neighbors, who didn't really even know him that much, they want, oh man, look at that big, is that a pigeon? Pigeon's huge. And the level of empathy that they had, that they didn't want the guy spirit. They wanted the guy's spirit to pass on properly in the Buddhist way, even though the guy was probably not practicing Buddhist, but it's just part of the religion and the respect that they have for people. Man, I have never been this close to an ostrich. I know these things they don't mess around, and they're fast too. They are some fast birds. Man, those things are huge. Yeah, I didn't even know they had ostrich here. Yeah, I know they do not mess around. You do not want to be in confrontation with ostrich. Yep. Yeah, man, so they all had a ceremony for the gentleman. And the gentleman, but what they do here when you pass on as an expat, and I spoke about this before, they send your body to Phnom Penh, because that's where the medical examiner is, and there's a ton of I ain't getting too close to this guy. There's a ton of things involved with that. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, hey, he's yeah. Yeah, don't mess with that one. Yeah. Yeah. So they had the ceremony with the Buddhist rites for this gentleman. Like I said, that's the level of empathy that they have. You know. Yeah. Huh. There's a archery thing here. Cool. Yeah, that's the level of empathy they have. I mean, so that's being said, if you choose to be a loner here, yes, you can be a loner. I've heard of people dying and not having any friends or anything to inform the family or stuff like that. But if you choose to have some sense of community, this can be a good thing, because you know, you never know. No one knows the time of the hour that, you know, your number is going to get called. And you at least want to have somebody around that can inform your family and let them know that you're untimely demise or whatever. But yeah, so all those things are very important. Very important. Like, I have a pretty tight network of friends that I can call friends that I've developed here in my short space of time being here. We all check on each other. Sometimes one day will pass by, might be a day pass by. We make sure, okay, hey man, we haven't heard from you. Let me just check on you, make sure you're good. And that's a good thing. You need it. You know, a couple people here have phone numbers for my relatives back home in case anything. Of course, my partner, my girlfriend, she, oh, wait a minute. Is this, I'm wondering, is that breadfruit or is it jackfruit? I gotta find out, because this is a big thing. A big thing. Hold on. Of course, the guy would be knocking when I'm passing by. So, I'm gonna stop for a minute. Oh, kind of excuse that for a minute. Oh, 5 finger. Yeah, so yeah, so all that's very important. You know, we may think that, oh, I don't need anyone. I'm a one-man soldier. I can handle my own thing. But yeah, you never know. So you have to prepare for the worst sometimes. Yep. All that's very important. Yeah, but being here, if you have a circle, you never, my circle here, I have more associates here than I had when I was back in the US. Back in the US, you know, the culture is work until you're physically unable to anymore. So here, when you retire and you do it the right way, you're in control of your time. You know, what you do with that time is entirely up to you. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna end this one here on that note. I'm gonna end it there. If you're still here hanging out with your boy, thank you. If what I was saying didn't resonate, if it was boring, whatever, and you switched off, I still applaud you for at least coming in and spending some little time with me. Again, I promised a lot of these videos can get better and stuff like that. As I said in the past, don't pay attention to a lot of the, you know, the imperfections. Just try and concentrate on the data. Concentrate on the data. And if the data can help you, I'm glad to be of some assistance to you, right? If it's something that's not helpful to you, then like I said, you know, you can choose to go to other channels. Yeah, just go to other channels. And man, this place is really tranquil. I'm gonna be coming out here a lot more. Yeah, so without further ado, you know what they say: like, comment, subscribe. Hey guys, please help me try and get these subscriptions up so I can share this information with a lot more people. Not too much more people, because we don't want this place turning into Thailand. Into Bangkok, I should say. We don't want that, because then we're already starting to get a lot of these bareback people walking around the city, which is really disrespectful to a lot of the Khmer people here. That's just not something they do. And Siem Reap doesn't have a beach. There's a river here, but I don't know if you want to bathe in that river. You know, a lot of those stuff is just really disrespectful. Another thing is, when you go enter into places, always look on the ground. If you see a bunch of shoes on a mat outside the business place, that means you're supposed to take your shoes off, and before you enter the place, you don't walk in there with your shoes. It's just disrespectful. Some places, actually, like my dentist's office, they have, you take your shoes off outside, but then they have inside shoes that you can put on. So yeah, it's just disrespectful. Don't bring the arrogance of where you're coming from to another place. And because I know some people are like, well, I ain't taking my shoes off, this kind of idiot behavior, I like to call it. If y'all coming out here with that type of foolish behavior, just stay where you at, man, because you're gonna make us all look bad out here and stuff. Just don't do that. Don't do that, man. Anyway, okay, yeah, I got off a little off track. You could probably tell certain stuff irritates me to no end. Anyway, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, the whole works. Okay, y'all have a good day. Peace and love.